If you're new to human design and want to understand what it means to have an emotional authority, then this video is for you. Hi, my name is Veronica. I'm a mindset coach and human design guide with over 15 years experience in helping women create their own version of success. So if you're interested in finding out more about human design and specifically about your design, then please subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already and give it a thumbs up. So one of the things that you can learn through human design is the way that you're designed to make decisions. In human design, this is referred to as your authority. Your authority is there to guide you and to help you make decisions that remain true to who you are and align to your values and to what really matters to you. So it's an incredible way for us to start living our lives in a way that feels good to us, not because someone else has told us to do something or because society makes us feel pressure to do something, but because we can look inwards and really check in with ourselves to understand whether something is a good fit for us or not. Something that I know so many people struggle with is trusting their own judgment. And so when that happens, they end up relying on other people's opinions, other people's expectations, and other people's validation in order to feel good about themselves and in order to feel good about their life. And we want to change that. And this is one of the reasons why I love human design and why I think understanding how your authority works is going to help you unlock such deeper confidence in yourself and your ability to choose what is right for you. So how do you know if you have emotional authority? Well, first of all, if you've clicked on this video, I'm going to guess that most of you already found out through a chart that you have emotional authority. But if you're interested in understanding what about your chart gives you emotional authority, then what you want to look at is the triangle on the right hand side of your chart, which is your solar plexus, also known as the emotional center. If you have this box colored in, you will by default have emotional authority. Emotional authority is the most common authority to have, with over half of the population having this authority. But what does it actually mean to have emotional authority? And how can you use it to help yourself make better decisions? When you have emotional authority, you need to be guided by the way that you feel about things. But because emotions are so varied and can be so volatile, it's really important that before you make any decision, especially an important life decision, you wait to be cool, calm, and collected. I'm sure you can relate to being in a situation where emotions were running wild and when you maybe said something you didn't mean or did something that wasn't really beneficial to you. And that's because emotions have a way of overtaking us and sometimes overwhelming our senses to the point that we can't think clearly. So for you to come to a clear decision, a decision that truly aligns with you and with what's best for you, you need to first of all give yourself the time to experience your emotional wave fully. What that will allow you to do is to view that specific decision through the variety of different emotional filters that could potentially sway your decision. Let me give you an example. Let's say you've been applying for jobs and one day you get a phone call from one of the jobs that you applied to that you weren't particularly keen on, but you went for the interview anyway. You'll receive the phone call and you are told that great news, you got the job. That day when you woke up, you weren't feeling great about yourself, you were really frustrated with your current situation. You maybe had an argument with your partner and you went to work and had an unpleasant conversation with your current manager that made you feel really unappreciated. So at the time of receiving that phone call, you were experiencing quite a low mood. In that moment, feeling trapped and overwhelmed by the emotions that you were experiencing, you accepted the job straight away and said yes to an opportunity that wasn't actually fully aligned to you and to what you wanted. And that long term, you would come to maybe regret because it was taking you further away from the life you actually wanted and you were kind of replacing one bad situation with another. I think we can all relate to something like that happening. Now let's play this out again. You get a phone call from the job that you interviewed for, even though you knew at the time of the interview it wasn't the right fit for you. On this day, you're feeling good about yourself. You actually had a pretty pleasant day at work. You felt really recognized and appreciated. You had fun with your colleagues. Maybe you went out for drinks after work. In that moment when you receive the phone call, you're feeling good about yourself, you're excited, you're in a good mood. Things actually don't seem that bad that day. So you say, actually, no thank you, I'm good where I am. Maybe 2 days later, once that emotional high has left you, you recognize that perhaps you gave an answer too soon. You recognize that you maybe would have liked to have different options on the table, even if it was just to negotiate a better salary at your current role or at one of the other interviews that you had. Through this example, what I'm trying to show you is that because emotions are volatile and they can change, they can be influenced. This is where when you have emotional authority, you need to learn to allow yourself the time for the fog to clear. because then you will know that the decision you're making is a true reflection of how you feel and not based on a momentary feeling. According to human design, the way that you experience your emotional wave does vary. And so I'm going to share insights into the different ways that you may be experiencing your emotional wave. If you have the channel 59.6 that goes from the sacral to the solar plexus, you may experience your emotional wave as a subtle wave. This is a kind of wave that is so subtle you might not even recognize as being someone who's particularly emotional. This wave is also connected to a tribal circuitry, meaning that it's greatly influenced by the people around you and the connections that you are experiencing with those people. So you might be someone that is mostly cool, calm and collected, but you can become emotional when something affects the bonds and connections that you have with others. If you have the channel 1949 or 3740, this emotional wave can be described as the build-up wave. This is the kind of emotional wave that takes time to build up. And so you may not feel any emotion until one day you experience the straw that broke the camel's back. You drop your toast on the floor and you burst out into tears. And so you can feel like you're almost having this disproportionate emotional reaction to a particular situation, when in reality what is happening is that because you have not been emotionally responding to other situations that have come up in the previous days or in the previous weeks, this is a build-up of all that emotional energy that hasn't been processed and that is now overspilling. This is a kind of emotional wave that sometimes takes you by surprise and you're like, oh my God, I don't know why I'm getting emotional. I don't know what I'm crying about. My jeans not looking nice, because you're not actually crying because your jeans don't look nice. It's because you haven't cried and you haven't expressed your emotions with all the other situations that you've been dealing with. If you then have channel 3955 or 1222, this is where you might experience your emotional waves as kind of random highs and lows. And sometimes those highs can go high, high, and then low, low. Your wave is quite spontaneous. It can be quite unpredictable. This is connected to individual circuitry, and it gives you access to the wide spectrum of emotions. So it gives you the full experience of what it's like to be a human being. What you might find is that your emotional spikes, whether they are spikes that are going high and then coming back down, or low and then coming back down, tend to happen spontaneously but pretty quickly. So you might experience this as being someone that feels an emotion really quickly, but that emotion can go as quickly as it came. So you might get, I don't know, frustrated really quickly, but then you come down just as quick. And last but not least, if you have the channels 4130 or 3536, you will likely experience what can be described as the escalator emotional wave. This is a kind of wave where you're on the up, and your emotions are going up and up and up and up, and everything's great and life is amazing and nothing can get to you, and you're really positive and everything's going to work out, and you're really experiencing those uplifting emotions. And then you get to a certain point and you crash back down. And for you, it can be quite jarring, because it's almost like when you're on the up, you forget what it's like to even have or experience negative emotions. But once you do come back down and you kind of neutralize yourself again, you then begin that upward journey again. Now, I'm describing these different emotional waves to you from a theoretical point of view, okay? I really want to make this clear. Number one, I don't have emotional authority. I don't have a defined emotional center, so I don't actually know what any of these feel like. My experience is very different. And even if I did have emotional authority, my experience would still be different from yours, because we're all individuals and we're all so unique. So I'm sharing this with you to kind of paint you a picture of how your energy is designed to work. But then I invite you and I encourage you to start observing what that looks like for you. What I found through doing many readings is that often people feel really seen, so it can be reassuring to hear what you've been experiencing explained to you on a theoretical kind of mechanical level. So start to observe the way that your emotions feel to you. Start to observe how frequently your wave comes and goes. Get to know yourself. This is the most important and most fundamental aspect of human design. It's a tool. It's a tool to help you get to know yourself. It's not a Bible, it's not a religion, it's not a this way is the way. It's simply a methodology that can help you shed more light, more understanding, and develop more compassion and more love for the way that you are designed, whatever that way might be. Something you can start to do to experiment with this is to look back and look at some of the best decisions that you've made in your life, and then look at some of the worst decisions that you've made, and start to find the connection between the decision you took and how you were feeling at the time of making those decisions. This might help you to start to see a pattern where perhaps when you made bad decisions or decisions that didn't feel truly aligned, you did so from a kind of really reactive place, or maybe you were really sad or really happy or really emotional, and so on and so forth. So just start to observe, looking back at your life, which decisions have led you down a really amazing path, and which decisions feel like maybe they took you away from what you truly wanted, and what was different about you when you made those decisions. And then once you have that clarity, you can start to look to your future decisions. Just check in with yourself. How am I feeling about this? Which emotions is this decision bringing up? On an emotional scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is I'm feeling really low and 10 is I'm feeling really high, where am I right now? And I would encourage you to wait until you can bring yourself to a 5, because then you will know that you're in a neutral space. And because that's quite practical and tangible and almost measurable, I find that that's a good starting point to start to just really manage your emotional state and then make healthier decisions based on that. By the way, as you're watching this, I would love for you to leave a comment down below and let me know what your human design is. Do you have emotional authority? If so, have you figured out which emotional wave you have? Also, what's your energy type? What's your profile? If you didn't know, I'm a 2-5 projector with splenic authority, and yeah, I would love to know who's watching and get to know your designs more as well. Okay guys, I hope you found this video helpful. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And if you're looking for more guidance, for more support, or if you're looking to have a human design reading, then I will leave all of my details down below. You can check out all of the services that I offer on my website. Please subscribe to this channel, give it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you here next week. Bye.